Hello, everybody. Sorry about that wait. I am back. Ooh. Why does my camera keep moving? It's like every time. It's not like I'm sitting here moving it after stream. I don't even touch it. Always confused by it. Alright. We'll go ahead and resume the Banner Saga 3. Okay, this is the normal Banner Saga. This is the Banner Saga 1. Let's launch the actual Banner Saga 3, please. Alright. Man, Avon looks really bad in that startup frame. I am concerned. Oh, it dropped us all the way back here. Brambles right ahead of you, rise ahead of you like gnarled hands reaching towards the sky. Their fingers peppered with thorns. This was once a healthy forest, now just another obstacle. Though the branches lay a bare clearing. Another there. As if a fire had cleared half the forest before the darkness came. Bulwark knew we'd have little choice but to pass through here, Avon says. Going around would cost days. Move from clearing to clearing, quick but exposed. You hoof it between burnt, open patches in the trees. Eventually, you find yourself cutting warped creatures down as you push forward until there are too many to ignore. Made it further than we had any right, mutters Valka, readying her shield. Let's... No wonder Bercy didn't perform well. Forgot to allocate his stat points. Alright, we'll get her stats maxed next time. Alright, we'll just ready up now. I mean, eventually we'll get to the point where Oh, yikes. That's a lot of, We pushed pretty far. Just need to clear out this lot. 14 and 17. Let's keep a tight formation because the apostate gives bonuses to people who are next to each other. Who goes first? That guy? And then that guy? How far can Boomer get? You can get there. I mean, Ivor has 19 armor, so it's not too big of a deal. If he takes some hits. Go ahead and damage these guys. Let's move over here. That targets all... Oh, that's dredge. These aren't dredge. These are... Yeah. Okay. I made a mistake. Go ahead and champion here. Let's confuse him. Or not. Sweet. We got him. Let's just go ahead and Tempest again. Go ahead and break armor. I guess he does counter strike. Poke him. Yikes, Groomer. You need to... Can you confuse anybody? What is the point of you if your skill doesn't even work half the time, even though you're in range? She is in range right now, yet she cannot. Do not understand. start poisoning him. Break armor. Get that done. Kill him. So this guy. That'll activate the pillage. Leave my archer alone. Told you to leave my archer alone. Sweet. We got Castaway. Ready for promotion. That means we can have her rank 11 item on her. Kroomer needs more survivability. He needs an item that gives him +3 rank and everything. Fighting through the forest is irksome at the best of times, nearly intolerable in these conditions. You break through the miles of razor-edged bows, gasping to catch your breath in the open air. On the hill ahead rises Ridgehorn, finally. Morale declined. You see him? Folka says. Bulwark stands motionless far up the hill, clearly watching the caravan. Now I know how it feels for all those poor bastards who saw us coming. Hard to know what we're doing, what he's thinking at this point, says Oli. Expecting us to do what he'd do, or the opposite. Or expecting that we'd expect him to... Spar pipes up. Know what I'd do? Cook some food, sleep. Bet he won't see that coming. Oli scoffs. You're just tired of walking, old man. Folka blinks. Spar might be right. We'll make it look suspicious enough to throw him off, and everyone rests before Ridgehorn. No lookout, you ask, as they prepare the campfire. Folka shakes her head. That's what makes it look like a trick. But do whatever you like. I won't stop you. Settle in with the raven and sleep. You put your trust in Folka's hands and lay on the hard ground. Time passes slowly. Soft crunching catches your attention. You swear under your breath, grabbing your axe, but your hand finds empty air. In a panic, you jump to your feet and scan the ground. No axe. The crunching gets louder, turns into thumping. Tree branches, abandoned cradles, bundle of snow. Cradled bundles of snow. Like a blood moon, Belloward suddenly storms out of the darkness of gleaming red armor. There is your missing axe, jutting from a bleeding bundle in his arms. The ground shakes from his roar. Poor sleep, Ivor? Alfred asks. She crouches over the fire, her strange shape fluttering in the firelight. The campsite is still, aside from the gentle crackle of firewood. Just dreams. Some people think dreams are omens. Those people are idiots, but they certainly can be a fine distraction from our troubles. Not my sort of distraction. I'm sorry if I dredged up old memories back at the Godzone, so to speak. There's more to that story. Would you like me to tell you? Think you should. You've heard one half already. How the Valka came forth during the Second Great War with fire and fury to push sculptors to extinction. She gestures theatrically. So I've heard. Perception paints themselves as the heroes. What the Valka really did was make their foes a promise. Abandon their war, and they'd share some secret knowledge. The Valka taught them to write. They taught the stone singers to weave. And for the first time, the sculptors learned to make more sculptors to thrive. They kept their end of the bargain and remained hidden, at least until recently. How do you know this? They have their own history and carvings. I read it on the great black stones in their dark home, as their trusted guest. What I don't understand is why you trust these Valka. You stare into the fire, and it shows you old shapes. When you speak, it's almost as if to yourself. When I killed Reyes, when I returned to my kind with her head. Yingvar, they chanted. None had slain asunder before. They wanted to make me the king's kender. I couldn't. They haunted me, Bellower and Reyes and that damned child. Every night like tonight. Maybe it sounds like nothing to have bad dreams, but it robs you raw. It gets in your bones. So I left the Varl. I found a small tent of men, where nobody knew I was. Nobody called me Yingvar. Ivor. Never had dreams like that in Skogur. Ah, so that's why you agreed to come with Juno and Avond. The truth is, Juno didn't ask me to join them. I asked her. The flames continued to dance hypnotically. On that bridge in Einertoft, I stood before Bellower. I could have moved, but I just held up my shield and waited for the end. What's that, Ivor? The name stabs you out of your trance. You stand and stretch your legs. Your axe is where you left it, and the ravens are beginning to stir in their tents. It's nothing. Let's talk to Bercy. Bercy tosses in his sleep until he finally huffs and gives up. He sees you're also awake and comes to sit nearby. Trouble? I don't know how these damned ravens do it. I can't just pass out at a moment's notice. Are you not one of the ravens? I can see how you might get that impression. I joined Bulwark at Borsgard because the Valka asked me to, and when that went wrong, I got roped into this like everybody else. Bercy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. Juno and Avon asked you personally. Let's not turn this into something bigger than it is. I do work for money. The Menders pay well. I've got some history with them. That's it. Alfred had something interesting to say about that. She said you tried to kill her when she was training to be a mender. Gods, did I? I've tried to kill so many menders. That came out wrong. The Valka have a pretty rigorous final test for new candidates. It involves some stabbing and some shouting. You want to make sure that the menders can know what they need to do under stress and pain. So they get some scary looking Varl, me, to play the kidnapping brigand and rough them up. They don't all make it back. Still feel bad for one poor kid. Can't remember his name. Some backwoods from farm boy. Not too bright. Not sure if he had no chance. He almost made it. I thought for sure he had no chance. He almost made it. Almost. But anyway, Alfred was one of those kids? I've been doing this longer than I thought. Hope she doesn't hold a grudge. Bercy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. What do you think about this job? If you mean the Valka, you'd be a fool to trust them. I've done some questionable stuff on their behalf, let me tell you. And if you mean saving the world, I couldn't care less. What has the world ever done for me? These days, I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. There's still the tiniest sparkle of hope that I might profit from this somehow. Pretty bleak way to live. Nothing left to lose. Nothing but sleep anyway. Bercy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. For you work for yourself? Never could get into that our bones the hills stuff like the rest of you. Why should I care about the dredge or dying in battle? I'd rather have the means to do what I want. Live comfortably, eat well. Turns out there's a lot of men out there thrilled to hire a varl for some blood work, so I thought I'd do that for a little while. Now, it's a lifetime later and I never got rich from it. Spent my whole life chasing work while others profited. One time I traveled with a prince and his tax collector. Thought that he was going to get me a pretty big payday. People just handed their money over, piled it right into the huge cart because we told them they had to. Practically robbery. Eventually the cart fell over a cliff and exploded into a shower of gold coins, never to be seen again. Never shed a tear over killing a man, but that cried like a lost baby bird. Happened pretty close to this very spot, now that I think about it. Can't leave this darkness, though. It's probably all twisted up and dark as dog turds now, anyway. Maybe there's a moral there, but I'm not digging for it. First he wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. Let's wait till the others wake up. You keep the rest of your thoughts to yourself. It'd be an awkward silence if you weren't both varl. Looks like it's time to get going. You know, Ivor, you can tell he's debating whether or not to get something off his chest. When I worked for the Volca, one of the jobs they paid me to do was find you. You'd gone into hiding, and they wanted to know where. Dare I ask why? Truth is, I don't know why. I don't ask questions. But I never found you. I have a feeling if I had, things would have ended up differently between us. So I'm glad I never sniffed around any small towns like Skogir, for example. Bercy leaves with a pat on the shoulder. And you realize you'd never mentioned Skogir to him. Creepy. I don't feel like giving her a heroic title. We can just rest for 3 days, so that's not too big of a deal. Let's hit that rest button. Rest. 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 Yep, that's the last rink. Alright, he cannot get any more upgrades. Alright, give him that. He'll be rank 15 in a moment, too. Cool. I got extra renown for promoting someone to rank 15. We're close. I can see the tower just over this ridge. That means Bulwark's close too. Bulwark is waiting just ahead. Juno says, and the caravan slows. He is patient, with dangerous allies. I believe he intends to stop us from entering Ridgehorn. I will lead Bulwark away, Juno says. Avon looks blankly into distance, as though he already knew what was coming, but Juno continues. The rest of you will wait for my return within Ridgehorn.
How are you going to deal with Bulwark?
He cannot be controlled, but he can be misled. He doesn't know we're headed and will believe he is pursuing us past Ridgehorn. I will return, one way or another. Volka steps forward. I don't trust you, and even if I did, you can't handle Bulwark on your own. We split the caravan. She volunteers herself, Oli, and Spar, who give each other dubious looks. Volka adds, I don't take orders, remember? What do you guys think? Should we split the party? Should we just split Immortal Juno off? Should we insist that everybody stays together? Personally, I think we should just let Juno go. She's practically immortal anyway. Unbelievable, you two. Volka pouts. Fine, Juno. But if you have any thoughts of screwing us over, just remember who you left Avon with. Juno departs ahead of the caravan until her own light disappears over a hill. The rest of the caravan cautiously approaches Ridgehorn, Avon carrying the light. Fresh footprints trail off into the snow, following Juno's diversion. The way appears clear.
I've been told this is where they found Juno the first time. Now they say it's the entrance to another world. How far had she already come just to fall here?
Ridgehorn, this brings back some memories.
None of them good.
Avon curses when he sees the rubble around Ridgehorn's towers. The tower. The tremors caused by the serpent have caused many structures to topple here. Avon exclaims, there should have been a doorway leading to... Give me some time, he says, running off towards the base of the tower. You can see him waving his Valka staff, heaving enormous chunks of rock aside through sheer willpower. Little help, shouts Volgar, drawing your attention back to the fort's courtyard. Bulwark is nowhere in sight, but his warped allies didn't miss you slipping over the bridge. Can't use Avon here, I guess. You would be more useful if you had more will, Alfred. Oh, can I finally actually re-equip items? Nope. Okay, if I drag them from the bottom, I can. Yep. I can finally re-equip items properly. So he'll get less aggro now, which is good. He'll get +2 move, and then he gets +3 to exertion talents, which means he's going to get a 30% chance to avoid any strength attack that's firing at him, which is super nice. Means he should go a little bit better. And then I want to throw Sigbjorn in. And gets +2 move and -1 aggro as well. We'll go ahead and ready up. I want to keep Apostate and Castaway right next to each other so they get the boost in damage. That also means that I can wound more Dredge and blow them up with Apostate's Rupture. Alright, so Ira goes first. He is the biggest threat. We're going to want to make sure that one of our guys who can get to him is the one fighting him. We need the... We need someone beefy attacking him first. We need to break his armor down before he does anything too scurry. He's got 21 attack. Make it quick before Bulwark finds out what's happening here. Let's just kill this guy. Start. Keep one of them dead.
We're not done yet.
Let's get up here. Deal some damage. Sweet! Krumer just gacked him. We're not done yet. Break some of his armor. Let's go ahead and disease him. And then kill him. What is he doing? Alright. Tempest here. No, here. Yep.
We're not done yet.
Can you stop? Go ahead and Tempest here. Ah, I fucking absorbed it. he's going next. Just get some damage off on him. And then champion up. Give ourselves some extra armor. Could be worse. It is done. Let's try to get some damage off. It's deflected, damn it. Nope, not in range, apparently. We need to break off his armor. Kill him. God, so many dredgers spawning. I'm not done yet. He doesn't have sundering impact, so we'll just break some of his armor. No. Grr. Arg. Deal 6 damage there. I love robust. Alright. Deal some damage there. Alright, now he's diseased. Please, can you confuse someone? Can you just use your Can you confuse anyone? No? Ugh. Oh my gosh, why are there so many of them? Kill this guy. There's so many of them. How are we supposed to finish this? What? How did you take 6 damage? Where did you take 6 damage from? How are we supposed to win this? What is there a mechanic to stop them from spawning? If they keep spawning like this, we are not going to be able to win this. I don't understand how we are supposed to stop them from winning this. Confuse this guy. I do not understand. Is there a mechanic that I'm missing? Am I just supposed to accept that we're gonna lose? Comes a ghost. Deal some damage there. See, I'm very confused as to where is Juno's body. There we go. At least they stopped spawning now. Confuse him. Alright. Some damage done on him. Got that. Attack here. This will start the pillage. Kill him. Sweet. I can't believe we ended up pulling that out. Ivor can't get injured, so he's not going to be injured. But Castaway didn't get injured. Sigbjorn got injured. Volka. That's alright. Apostate didn't get injured, and neither did Juno. Juno's actually good as, you know, a ringer who can somehow come back to full health. If this is what Bolver can bring to bear, you can only imagine how much worse it would have been if he were here. The troubled shadow of the ravens turned to stone-cold silence as a figure glides toward Ridgehorn's camp, crossing the bridge. It almost appears as if she is floating in her wind-blown dress, pale as a specter. When she crosses the courtyard wordlessly, heading up to the tower. In the head, you hear her thin voice. When you are ready, join me.
She must have given Bolverick the real runaround, said
Spar. He keeps glancing at the bridge, as if expecting to summon the Berserker by name alone.
Think I better make sure Avon's almost done. How about I whistle when it's time to go?
Alfred offers to ferry you anywhere you need to go. There's no way to rest. There's absolutely no way to rest. Yikes. Yoink. Yoink. Give me that. Alright, her stats are maxed. He is max rank now. He can't avoid many killing blows, but he can avoid some killing blows, which is nice. Do you have 2 points available? Go ahead and put them into avoiding strength attacks. Let's talk to Spar. Spar sits in the rubble of a ruin, watching Avon move vast slabs. He fidgets with an ornate mead horn.
Good a time as any to give you this, Varl. I notice you got no drinking horn, and that's no way to live.
I don't care to drink from a yak's horn, old man.
Nay, nay, does this look like a sounding yak's horn? It's carved from the tusk of a gold boar. Shines, even in full black.
Okay, so I never seen a real gold boar, but I did steal it a long time ago from a very rich man. And he seemed pretty convinced that it was a real gold horn. Folka stabbed me with her eyes when I told her I was giving it to you.
What made you think of this now?
Oh, I don't know. Been down a lot of roads. Got a feeling that I might not see the end of this one. And I don't want to imagine Ditch using it for some disgusting thing after I'm dead.
Why give it to me?
Tradition, Varl. These young folks don't know respect. They don't remember a time when it was right to honor a guest. I don't care what any of them say. You're doing a fine job. Look here. That's history carved there. Before banners and tapestries. See the little armies? The tusk does seem to shimmer on its own. Carved figures almost look like they were moving as you roll it in your hands.
I can't keep this.
Take it! Take it! It's not getting me laid anymore. Not like this lang spill, anyway. He smiles, pleased with himself.
You don't seem too upset about facing death.
Upset about dying? Well, I'm more upset about living. Do you know what it's like to take a piss 3 times a night, but only wake it up twice? No, death sounds fine. It sounds fine. But I'll tell you what, I'll miss my life. The secret for us poor bastards with short lifespans, it's love. Sounds like a bunch of rot, I know. But if you don't love life, it'll make you miserable. Learn that from a lady friend. He smiles, pleased with himself. Where did you learn to play? What do you mean? Who taught me? Nobody taught me. It was a festival. Biggest of the year. By all rights, too young to hold my drink. Sipping from every unwatched cup I could. There's a spat happening. One guy built like a bear howling at another man over his girl, or I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this other poor bastard, he's a mouse. You ever seen one of those guys? Thin beard, wide eyes, ready to run. Brew comes over at him with a knife pulled right out of his dinner, and the mouse is soiling himself, climbing over tables to get away. Everyone's loving it. Even the musicians stop to watch. I'm off my head drunk. I'm thinking, by the gods, this needs a good song. So I grab the instrument and go wild, sawing and screaming. The thing just sings in my hand. At least, in my head, it's a masterpiece. I must have sounded like a boiled cat. The mountain of a man. He slowly looks over me with the most complete confusion I've ever seen, and I just remember. The next moment, there's a knife in his neck. And the mouse got him. Even drunk as I was, I knew it was because of me. I've been playing ever since. Frankly, it's a damn tragedy, wasting on my talents on these ungrateful monsters. He smiles, pleased with himself. I better go check on Juno. Ah, you better. If those two don't find this passage soon, Bulwark will feign us right in our puckered asses.
Yeah. Thanks for the horn.
I'll make sure nobody does anything disgusting with it. And enjoy it too. It's not a bloody decoration. It's a gift by the God-blessed ravens. Gained an item. Gained an item. What to do? -1 move. 80 maximum hit. 80 maximum % chance to hit. 1 strength damage resist. +3 strength attack and +3 break. Ugh. 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 I'll think about that.
I thought you'd be helping Avon.
I had to check on something. Look to the horizon. The serpent rises in the distance. It knows we're here but won't approach. Hopefully.
Is it scared of you?
Scared? No, I don't think it understands such things. For now, it's just trying to discover what we will do next.
I know the feeling.
These horn towers are portals the Menders built long ago. They allow us to enter the inner earth, the dredge home.
I knew the dredge came from below, but inner earth? Like caverns?
No, not at all. Imagine in another world, with sun and sky, like our own, but within our own. This will be a dangerous path, but the quickest route to the place where Avon will undo all of this.
Juno sees the skepticism on your face without looking.
I also came here to speak with you privately. I know Avon may seem unusual, or unapproachable, but he is a good person.
Usually, if you have to tell someone you're not bad.
You are right. I have been careful to protect everyone, but in doing so, only create more doubt. The fact is, I saved him, and he saved me. He is kind and devoted.
There's a smile on her face, and you realize that it may be the first you've ever seen.
I don't know how to talk about it without sounding like an infatuated girl. I truly love him. I know I won't excuse things to say the Volca lead different lives, hard in their own way. But don't we all deserve to be loved by those who would do anything for us?
We do.
That means a lot to me, and Avon too. When you asked to come with us, I was uncertain. I didn't want to take you away from your loved ones. But I'm glad to have you here. I consider you a friend, one of the few Avon and I have left. I will do what needs to be done to fix all of this, no matter the cost. But I've decided, no matter what happens, I will not influence you again. I promise you that. Trust is important.
A whistle reaches you on the wind. You leave the churning coils of the serpent on the horizon and return to where the others have already entered the tower. That's Bulwark. See him, guys? Right here. You join the others already waiting in an enormous chamber beneath the tower. So what do you expect to happen next? Spar sputters. Avon steps to the edge. We jump. Heavy footsteps echo off high walls, and a dreadful outline stands in the doorway.
Well done, witch,
says Bulwark.
you made a fool of me again. Even from here, you can tell he's shaking with rage.
Oh, even from here, you can tell he's shaking with rage. Avon screams for everyone to jump, but there is only hesitation. Volca turns and walks to Bulwark. Oh no. Volca, no. The caravan watches Volca with rapt anticipation.
I doubt we'll get another chance to talk, Bulwark.
So I had to know. Is there anything left of you in that?
I never left, Volca. You left.
We thought it was what you wanted. I thought I was following orders.
What's done is done.
Yes, that does sound like you.
You get as close as you dare. The two barely acknowledge your presence. He'll kill you, Volca.
Better listen to him. I'm almost as unpredictable as the company you keep.
What if the Volca can undo this, Bulwark? What if they really can? It doesn't have to end like this, you stubborn dolt!
They lied to you, Volca. They're lying still.
Bulwark points his axe at the Volca, and static flickers across Avon's shaking hands.
Those two took our reputations. They took our freedom. They took my life. They did all of this. Even if they can save this world, I won't allow it.
Are you kidding me? Life's not fair? Is that your argument? Even when I was 8 years old, I never gave such sniveling drivel. Don't destroy everything we made to save your pride. The ravens need you. So do I. You feel the slightest shift in Bolverk's demeanor, but in a blink it's gone.
Jump down the rabbit hole, Folka. I won't stop coming until every one of you is dead.
That's all you've got for me? Me? Folka snatches Bolverk's axe from her belt, the one he threw near Strand, and pushes it into his hand. If this is just revenge, why wait? Trust her intuition.
I've always liked you, Folka. That's why I gave you a chance to run.
Things are suddenly moving too quickly to react. Without hesitation, Bolverk buries the axe deep into Folka's neck, and she falls in a bloody heap. Your face narrowly escapes Bolverk's second axe blade as you stumble backwards. His screaming rage fills the room until a peal of thunder drowns it out. Lightning arcs from Avon's staff, scorching the ground around you in wild patterns, catching Bolverk's fur cloak on fire. Ravens reluctantly leap into the pit and you follow, tumbling down into the darkness as the light from the hole above recedes. A roar rings in your ears, like the bellow of a sunder. Bolverk leans over the edge, his face wreathed in flames from the smoldering cloak. It's the last thing you see before everything goes black. Oh no. Back to a Let's Party. Sometimes you awaken more tired than when you fell asleep. This is one of those times. Alio is sitting silently bedside. Alio, were you watching me sleep? What? No. Yeah. Yes, I mean... Oddliff sent me to get you. Wasn't sure whether to shake you awake or let you... What's happening? Nothing good. Even without Ruga, his followers are stirring up new trouble out by the gates. Oddliff's trying to talk some sense to them now. Ugh. Better hurry. Right. Although... What? I hate to say it, but we should bring as many clansmen as we can find. Could be a grave mistake to leave them behind. You don't think they'll be safer here? I don't think we'll be safe without them. Let's look at our heroes. Ubin! You're now in our lineup permanently. We can't promote him yet. You two need to get some kills to level up. Where's Hakon? Seriously, where's Hakon? Did I make a choice that made him leave?
Um... Seriously, where is Hakon? What are your abilities? Tempest and reveal weaknesses. Oh, that's great! Ubin gets +1 strength for each adjacent hero. And they all get +1 strength. That's super nice. We'll just make it so that we get the standard "you can't touch me" attacks. Fully upgrade his. Fully upgrade hers. Do that for now. Let's go to the gate. Seriously, where is Hakon? You squint in the sunlight outside the cool shade of your tent, and a smell reminds you of the small farmhouse you once lived near in Skogur. The field is full of horseborn, a lot more than there were before. Ubin stands in their midst, the shepherd of a confused flock. He's chatting with Gunnulf, catching up on lost times. Ubin spots you and waves, beckoning you to join them. These horseborn lost a lot of leaders, all at once, he tells you about the new arrivals. They haven't found a lot of sympathy here in Oberon, despite helping defeat Ruin. Hate to crowd your camp, but what would you think about taking them under your wing? Are you sure they want that? We don't know until we ask, Ubin replies. In times like these, I believe it's better to have too many friends than too few. Let's have a horseborn ally speak with them on our behalf. Several of the horseborn who have traveled in your caravan are nearby. Considering Canary's troubled past, do you think it would be best to leave her one out of this? Should probably ask Roek. Let's ask Roek. No, Skatheth. He's a traitor. Should be able to, you know. What's the word? Negotiate better. You remember that Skatheth was a traitor before you met, and has experience speaking to strangers. Ubin translates your request. Skatheth addresses the crowd with a trained voice, and grabs the full attention of the tribes with a spirited conversation. Many join.
What kind of trouble got stirred up that we need the whole clan?
The kind that turns into an angry mob.
My least favorite kind of mob.
Through still gaping holes and splintered walls, you glimpse the dreary dredge indolently lurking. Bleary-eyed workers do their best to fill the cracks. The foreman spies you at the head of the caravan. Got any fighters with strong arms? God knows we could use them. And they'll be well fed. Give them enough fighters to get the job done quickly. A few dozen. The foreman plows through your caravan, browbeating anyone healthy enough to shoulder timber. Not all who join and show enthusiasm, wary as the sooner assault left them, but the cause is worthy. So many survivors occupy the dirt along the common paths as they begin to blend together. A young girl conquers her shyness and comes begging for food at your feet. Others are inspired to do the same. You already know that supplies are scarce, but it would be a lie to say you have nothing. You know that if you start giving away your meager portions now, they won't stretch very far. You consider what to tell the growing crowd of open hands. Here, we'll share our own personal supply and allow the clansmen to do as they please. You hand the girl a small bundle and ruffle her hair before she runs off, but the rest with open hands don't share her sweet smile when you indicate there is no more to spare. "Dredge killer!" shouts a woman as you approach. Contrary to what sounds at first like an angry mob, the opposite occurs. Thankful survivors crowd around, asking questions you can't answer. What if the dredge attack again? What about the darkness? What do we do now? I know as much as any of you. Hold out hope. I personally know the Volca are well on their way to fixing this. Sounds like the best option so far. Things are bad, but we'll survive one day at a time. Leave me alone, I'm no champion. No, not that fourth option. Let's hold out hope. I personally know the Volca are on their way to fixing things. Many of the survivors have no banner left to claim, but cheer their fealty to you and follow towards the gates. After your rousing speech, you don't dare send them away. Yikes! Cut off an entire day's worth of our food supply. At least they seem to be making some progress on the walls. Nice when you don't have to be responsible for anything. After dealing with that Sunder, they finally pitched in once they realized you're not going anywhere.
I had that feeling again. The one where I want to look to my father for guidance, but he isn't there. Despite everything else going on, it's still mankind that worries me the most.
A growing crowd is gathered at the gates. It is easy to tell the curious bystanders from the hardened, darkened face of Ruga's loyalists. But there are plenty of different colors being flown here. The Varl are also nearby, looking uncomfortable. As you step forward, the disgruntled murmur of the crowds turns into squeaking of rats skittering to hiding holes. You recognize the grizzled old man standing before Oddleaf, one of Ruga's trusted allies, with hardened men of his own.
Look who it is! Knew it wouldn't be long before you'd come telling us what to do. Ruga said this would happen before you murdered him.
Ruga was using you.
Oh, is that right? Seems to us he just said things you didn't like. She wants to get us all killed.
No, this is about hatred. It starts with the dredge. How long before you believe that we're not your next enemy?
What do you mean, starts with the dredge?
This mad woman wants to open the gates and let the dredge run amok. Not run amok. Give them a chance to live. Just as there are Varl here, horseborn. Those dredge outside the gates include women and children. We know this.
Then tell me why I just lost good Varl fighting the dredge for hundreds of years.
When our leaders tell us to fight, we fight. The dredge are no different. Bellower's gone. Ruin is gone. Thanks to us. Are there survivors beating down our doors, crying for blood? No, they cry out for mercy. Before he died, the king said everyone lives.
You're right about one thing. There is no king here, which means we don't have to listen to a damn thing you say. Don't tell me it ain't about families just because you got none. You want to see our children trampled by slag? I don't see how any of this matters. When the darkness rolls over our city, we'll all be the same sort of dead. But all things being equal, I'll shed no tears for the dredge. You're telling me you all killed Bellower, you killed Ruin, and now it's perfectly safe to let them all in here? Speak up! What are you trying to say? So, I know about one choice that's coming up. We definitely do not want to let the dredge in. Because I was curious about this. We didn't pick up the dredge baby in the first game, which is the only way we would have been able to have this happen without Alette dying. So, we can't do it because Alette dying is not an option. She's one of our best heroes. And she's, you know, the ruler and the queen and all that.
I can't defend the dredge.
Oddlips gives you a disappointed look, but the riled up man seizes the moment.
So which is it? The dredge are still the enemy, or is this traitor making decisions for you?
The man appeals to the crowd now, speaking loudly.
Why are we even listening to this? First they kill Minoff, then Ruga. Now they want to open the gates? How much is enough?
Us kill Minoff? Are you?
Looks to me like they won't rest until we're all dead, and nobody's left to keep them from the throne. Who are the real criminals here? Which of us are the traitors?
Angry shouts erupt in agreement. Fury fills the face of those crowding in close. Ruga's faithful draw steel. Okay, we still got Hakon. Get him out of here. Yep, come on. Oh. He's an axe thrower. Forgot about that. Can you deflect? Thank you. Move up here. This Tempest should hit both of them. So let's turn. Just gonna break armor there. This guy's turn. He dodged. Let's deal a bunch of damage. Yikes. Alright, you, just go away. Let's Tempest. Kill both of them. Well, hurt one of them. Kill the other. Take your damage over time. Buff both of them, and then kill him. Kill him. Reinforce there. Break his armor. Oh, buff and hit. He's dead from damage over time. He's just straight up dead now. Break the armor there. Break armor. Break armor. Rest. Rest. Kill.
Scrivener smash!
Defeat 3 enemies with Ubin. He's ready for promotion now, which is what we wanted. Gris got injured. I mean, I should have known Gris was going to get injured. He's not great. He's the most balanced of the Varl we have. A lull in the fighting, but it looks far from over. If anything, it's just begun, and that's what worries you the most. There's no need for this, you shout. It falls on deaf ears as more men draw weapons. The wind picks up, tearing at the banners that whip above your heads. A growing gale throws men from their feet and bludgeons your sense of balance. A storm funnel approaches, crawling above the gates. Riding it is Zephyr, her platinum hair curiously untouched by the maelstrom. She lands amidst the fighters, like a leaf delicately falling from a tree. Somehow terrifying in disgrace. Stop this lunacy, she howls. What is this? Put your weapons down. The rowdy crowd diminish immediately in the Valka's presence. These traitors are trying to open the gates and let the dredge on us. Will you listen? I'm trying to save lives, not end them. Enough! Warped creatures reside within the coming darkness, twisted and ferocious. That is the true threat now. I would have come sooner, but I was searching for a solution to protect Arborong, and I may have found one. I can save us, if you can manage to be civil for a few moments. Where are the King Defenders? I need them all.
Doing whatever they damn well please since Meinolf died.
He's dead? Then as the last surviving Valka, I'm taking control here. I expect the rest of you to put aside your distances while I gather the Menders. What do you mean about warped dredge? The darkness brings madness, not death. When it covers Arborong, the warped will be drawn to us like a moth to the flame, along with all the dredge twisted within. Zephyr sighs in frustration and turns to leave. The truth is, we may be safer with the dredge inside than out. You don't need to befriend the dredge, but you do need to make space for them, for now. We cannot afford to give the dredge warped more weapons against us in the coming days. Zephyr departs, ushered by a rising gust of air that lifts her towards the keep. She leaps in long bounds like a springing gazelle, out of sight within moments. Everyone's lost their damn minds. I don't care what anyone says. Those slag will murder us first chance they get. You trust them so much? Prove it. Walk out there yourself, throw down your weapon, and prove they're harmless. Go on, the crowd agrees, screaming angry taunts. Show us. We can't open the gates. If we do, we'll die. I won't do it. The man snores triumphantly and then shouts so everyone can hear. So quick to throw us in harm's way, but not yourself. Can't say I'm surprised. This is the coward who beat Ruga to death, chained to a cell wall. This is the charlatan so many of you followed. I hate this guy. You take a deep breath. That's enough, you hear odd hiss, but one man is no longer the problem. The crowd is turning inward, shouting at each other. Weapons spring from their sheath. Blood hits the ground, followed by a body and another. The faces are a blur. Someone lunges for you when you duck aside before being knocked to the ground from behind. When your sight's clear, you are being dragged by your cloak, and Petrus pulls you to your feet. His guards are scattered and overrun. The mob bucks like a wild beast. Around you, a Varl brings a shield crashing down on someone's head. Horseborn scream in the distance. The smell of smoke is filling the air. Blades lunge at you from different directions, and you emerge bleeding around the corner of an alley. We have to find Zephyr, Odef winces. An arrow protrudes from her shoulder. The violence is spilling out further into the city. Rioters smash down doors and bodies lay out in the streets. Some of them look very young. There is no cure for this, Petrus grieves. Arborong is broken.
Arborong is broken. Now the strength of your banner will determine how long you can hold out, while Ivor and the Valka push on to their destination. Your choices up to this point, the number of clansmen, fighters, Varl, and supplies remaining, buy you days of survival. When your days run out, catastrophe will follow. Use this time wisely.
Yikes. 17 days. That's not bad. You find Zephyr near the keep, speaking to the mender she gathers. She turns as you approach, her face severe. Captain Petrus, what happened? I told everyone to stop the killing. And then you left us. We tried to explain. Half the people have been trying to kill each other, kill the other half since we got here. Fools who can't see the forest for the trees. Listen carefully. I devised a shield of light that holds back the darkness, but its reach is limited. By joining their efforts, the menders may be able to circle all of Oberon. It will mean position them evenly across the walls, and if madmen are running wild in the streets, killing indiscriminately, I'll make sure that doesn't happen. How long can you keep this spell of light going? Assuming the plan works at all, I don't know. Perhaps if we rest in shifts. Depends on our food supplies, and stopping the warp from slaughtering our menders. They told me you fought off asunder. No small thing, but it will be nothing compared to what is coming. And the other Volca, Juno and Avon, can they put an end to all this? We crossed paths. They continued into the darkness. If they're going where they think they're going, and if they actually make it, there is hope. You lead the group of Zephyr's menders towards the gates, where the fighting is the worst. The darkness is already drawing close, throwing soot into the air. You push into the fray to clear space for the menders to do their work. The Bedouin storms over you like bad weather. Lower your weapons, shouts Petrus, who is overruled by a din of angry blades and cudgels. Go ahead and promote him. We'll go ahead and resist armor damage. Do that. Give him +2 strength and +2 armor, as opposed to just +2 strength +1 armor. Yeah, he's going to need that bonus strength. Alright, let's go ahead and ready up. The menders must not fall. Get Mogar up there as soon as possible. We'll just have Hakon kill this guy to start. Have Gnolf move up. Have Ubin move up. Pop one will to kill this guy. Move up here. Pop Overwatch. Move over here. Pop some reinforcements over. Gives her some more armor at least. Pop some of his armor off. Yeah, that's fine. Break armor there. Can you not? Okay. We'll encircle him. Or not. Can you not? Seriously? Can you not? That's super annoying! You have 7 guys who can actually hurt you right in front of you. You go around all of them to focus on the guys who can't even do damage. What is the aggro system in this game? Never mind the fact that my archer literally has -2 aggro and all of my tanks have plus aggro items. And they're still not being focused. Like, what the fuck? If there's... the Menders don't deal damage. Isn't that what aggro is supposed to be determined on? The highest threat rank? Menders, without any willpower and weak, not gonna be a problem. Like... Why was the aggro system so focused on them? I don't understand. I don't understand, game. Why were they focused on Alette? She's got -2 aggro. That's why I put her up there. Is because I was figuring they would focus on the tanks literally right next to her with plus aggro and who have been dealing more damage than Alette ever could. Like, what the fuck? If the aggro system isn't going to actually work, don't make it a mechanic. Like, seriously. Or tell me the aggro values so I can, you know, determine what they're going to go after based on that. Don't just go, oh, so fully upgrading her gives her +2 move and -2 aggro. But aggro doesn't fucking matter. There was no reason to upgrade her past the +2 move. Like, I understand that it shouldn't be you can get aggro to determine exactly who is going to be attacked. But if the aggro is weighted so heavily based off archers or support classes, let me know that, so that I can determine where I should be placing my guys based on that. Or at least let me know if it's a distance-based thing or whatever. Don't just go, aggro exists, and leave me in the fucking dark as to why they're taking these actions, because I don't understand it. If I had moved my menders farther back, would they not have been aggroed? Are they determining aggro based on how useful something is, or if they're main storyline quests? Like, kinda gotta let me know a little bit, game. Just a little bit. Get those menders up on the wall, Petrus shouts to his guards, and keep everyone else away. The guards escort rattled menders to the top, where they join the other menders already in position. Closing the gap, Zephyr vaults them from the ground on a gust of air, soaring to meet them. The darkness touches at the crackling walls, oozing over the edges. Wicked shapes titter and lurk on the other side, just beyond sight. Menders! Shouts Zephyr. Now! The caravan fell silently in absolute darkness until you lost all sense of time and place. Before hallucination and madness set in, you felt Juno's touch pillow you into a sleep state and protect you from the worst of it. Now, dim light finally reveals approaching ground, like an island rising from the midnight sea. Nobody talked about the loss of Folka in that time, but the memory of her fell alongside everyone. Touching ground now finally feels like moving on. Walking feels like you've never done it before. This is the inner earth, Juno tells everyone. This is a cave, grumbles Oli. I'm not impressed. In the gloom, Juno looks absolutely ghostly, beckoning you to follow. Reserve judgment till we emerge. I'm wondering, does the Doomsday Timer affect this side of the party as well? Because you implemented a new mechanic that you didn't let us know about. I don't know whether 17 days is enough to finish the game now. Like, I'm totally in the dark about this. The Mender's Light plays tricks with the crags. Shadows dance across sharp edges and distended cavities. Oh, hey, someone sighs almost apologetically. I may have a problem. Ditch is sitting on the ground. He appears to be missing a leg. But at second glance, it's been swallowed up by a deep, narrow hole. The floor is riddled with them, like coral reef. Ow! 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 But Oli claps hand over his mouth. You all hear it nearby, scraping on stone. Through stone. Let's draw weapons in a circle ditch. A ring of ravens draw their weapons like an iron flower, blooming. Juno raises the light inside the circle, and you all stare breathlessly out towards the voids. It's a good thing, too. Shields! You shout as creatures rumble out of the darkness. I'm glad I didn't give Folka a heroic title. She dead. Ready for battle. Okay, we are actually encircling ditch. Sorry, I didn't see the hole.
Apologize by keeping it shut.
Who goes first?
The boy.
That's the biggest threat. What is he doing? What? He can burrow twice? Go ahead and just boost strength a little bit. Ah, Warp Stone Slinger. What does his abilities do? Same thing. Rally here. Go ahead and kill this guy. Why are they just burrowing? That's so annoying! Why is it even the target? Why not any of my guys with a higher damage rate? Fucking whatever. Deal with it. I'm pretty annoyed. This aggro system is getting on my nerves. A sour smell fills the air, acid vomited forth by the digging things. Warriors brag about the hard battles they fought, but no one will be bragging about this. I'm regretting this already, says Volgard, examining a limp tentacle. Courage, replies Juno. We'll see stranger things before we're done. There's no way to rest, so I cannot regain injuries. The cave is the only entrance a Valka can use. Each of the towers in the north is a different entrance to the inner earth. It used to look a little different before the darkness. Well, that's the tower we're going for. With the purple sun behind it, that's causing the darkness. I'd assume, from what what Volver's visions were from the last game. Avon and Juno started this whole thing. The white tower crouches in the distance, small against the vastness of the inner earth. You feel tired just thinking about the march to come. That tower is our only goal now. That thing stands out like blood on stone. It doesn't belong here, does it? No. It was built by the Valka. It's where Avon and I will undo this. What is that enormous dome laying behind it? A fallen sun. And when did you plan to explain any of this? There may come a point when I have little choice. The point is now, it will not be a short conversation, or a happy one. Speaking of happy things, I can sense the loss of Falca is a dire blow to the Ravens. It may be wise to try and keep their spirits up. And I'm afraid there's something else you should know. As we fell, I could feel a change in Arborong. Their days are numbered. We no longer have the luxury of not knowing. Every single day we lose is another day Arborong may fall. Enough talk, then. Okay, yeah, it does count down. And I do not know whether or not 16 days is enough. From the amount of time it's taking, I don't think 16 days is enough. No, this place used to be full of life. The caravan moves slowly, taking in the strangeness of the place. What did it look like before the darkness, you wonder? Ditch trips over his own feet again. I thought you were supposed to be the sneaky one, Spar mumbles. But he's not doing much better. Avon shakes his head. You aren't used to being here. It will pass. You ignore the bickering that follows. Everyone seems a bit testy. Others complain of dizziness and nausea, and swear the ground is rotating until you're forced to stop. Spar solicits for a new hat. Walk it off, milkmaids! The ravens curse and grouse. I wonder who made you king. But they tough it out. To their credit, eventually the feeling does pass, even if their bad mood doesn't. Yeah, we don't have time to rest or do anything right now. Not until I'm sure that 14 days is enough to reach the tower. I have the suspicion that it's not. And I'm going to be very upset. Hello.
Are you talking to me?
Damn it, every time. I need a better introduction. Ditch continues as he walks, stumbling over his own awkwardness as he goes. Anyway, listen, this is going to sound weird, but I'm going a bit loopy, cooped up with all these people. Cooped up with these people.
I can see that.
And everyone keeps threatening me with death if I don't leave them alone. Join the Ravens, I thought. Why not? Where else would be safer? Look at this. This is the least safe place!
Yes.
I know, I'm supposed to be the quiet guy, right? Everyone thinks I'm sneaky. Well, look, I'm only sneaky because nobody notices me. Does it ever get to you being ignored all the time?
No, that doesn't.
I get chatty when I'm nervous. I hate this place. I hate being stuck in this bubble, like a fish.
Fish don't get stuck in bubble.
Ditch continues babbling at you while you walk. Listen to him talk about his childhood. And I knew something was up the first time I stole something. It was fruit. Like a whole basket of fruit. In the basket, that's the only reason anyone noticed. A ton of fruit was suddenly gone. So the fruitmonger shouts for guards. Fruitmonger. Whatever. Anyway, the guards walks right past me. He bumps into my shoulder, doesn't even turn around. There's guards running all around me, stopping other people, never even look at me. And I'm holding this basket of fruit. I mean, it's kind of insulting, to be honest. Is it my face? Do I look like a leper or something? But now I'm wondering, what else could I get away with? Taking jewelry? Sleeping in the king's keep? Murder? Turns out I've gotten away with a lot of murder. Ditch continues babbling at you while you walk. What are his interests? By the gods, 15 years now. If you count my stint in the regional theater. Hard work getting work in the theater. Always in the background, right? No surprise. I did a lot of carpentry for them, actually. Lots of furniture. The secret is you rub vinegar into the wood. That was about when I just gave up and started working for myself. The only honest memory I ever made was selling a song I wrote about chicken. Ditch continues babbling. Listen to Ditch talk about his travels. Killed that guy later. Hunted him down and stabbed him in the face. Nobody calls me backflip, see? But now I'm stuck on a ship months out to sea, right? And lots of vile stuff happening out in the ships, I can tell you. Debauchery. Made me think twice about going completely nude when we stopped at those hot springs. I still did, but you know what I'm saying. Ignore him until he leaves us alone. I get the feeling they think I'm creepy, if they even notice at all. But anyway, now she's in a panic to get all the goats back in their pen. Everybody's looking. Then her husband starts screaming at me, "Freak! Big nose freak!"
Maybe we should keep it down.
That's rough, you know. You ever heard someone screaming freak at you? Freak? The last shout echoes noticeably. Shortly after, you spot movement. The Ravens curse Ditch as they draw their weapons. How is this my fault? We're glowing like the freaking sun festival down here.
Stop shouting. Ditch!
Oh, come on! He's required in the party.
Nice going, Ditch.
This is my fault. Can't deploy. Oh, I can deploy everyone but Ditch and Ivern. He's going to be most effective here to start. Let's go ahead and Tempest. He's only going to deal 1 damage there, so probably bettering the Sundering Impact and deal more damage from collateral. Yeah. He deals more damage from collateral that way. Go ahead and disease him, which is spread to him, which is spread to him. Break armor there. Deal 8 damage there. Can you guys not focus my Stone Slinger? Pillage. Drop the hammer on him. Kill him. Cool. The stalker stays around even if she's not there. That's cool. No. Anyway. Gonna go ahead and fight again. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of them. I don't know how this is gonna go. Confuse him. Get out of here. Confuse this guy. Break the armor. Kill him. And start the pillage. Come on, come closer. Alright, who got injured? My stone singer. Come on. Yes, I see I got an item. Yes, I see Juno is ready for promotion. Who got injured? My stone singer and Bercy. That's it. It's not bad. 1 injury per battle is a fairly decent casualty rate. We might just have to rest right before the tower. Is probably what I'll end up doing. Because we still don't have an option to rest. Any any injuries we get aren't fixable right now. Oh, come on. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. You gotta be kidding me. It crashed. Alright. Well. That's annoying. Banner Saga 3. Not as stable as Banner Saga 2 or Banner Saga 1. Alright. We'll go ahead and end for the day, guys. In a bad mood, obviously. So, we will go ahead and end for the day. We will be back tomorrow. With more Banner Saga. Hopefully we'll finish it tomorrow. Odds are we'll be able to finish it tomorrow. 17 days is not that long. So we'll probably finish that tomorrow and then hop into another game. Not quite sure what game that's going to be. I'm open to suggestions. If you guys are on my YouTube side, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on that side. On Twitch, if you haven't already, hit that follow button. It super helps me out. Other than that, yeah, that should be it. We'll say next week we're going to have an interesting schedule, to say the least. I'll let you guys know more about that tomorrow when I figure out exactly what I'm doing on that end. We will also... so my store is opening back up. So I'll be going back to working there. So my opportunities for streaming are going to be much less. But we are going to go ahead and keep streaming, even if it's much less and much less frequently. It should still be like Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday, probably Saturday as well, on that time slot. But I've got to, finagle it to figure out a solid schedule there. So yeah, we will go ahead and see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good rest of your guys' day, and, be safe out there. Peace, guys.